Hey everyone, it's Justin. Thank you for watching and welcome to my house. That's Justin's house. It's time for another ServiceNow Store Highlights episode, or SSH version 07072023. That's right, our first July edition of SSH. Let's get started here. In this episode, we have 37 applications. I'm looking for my mouse that we are going to cover in this episode. You can kind of see the trend there with all of the different ones. We're kind of in the low point here of updates, 37 not so much, but we're expecting some big updates here in the future as Vancouver approaches, so stay tuned on future episodes of ServiceNow Store Highlights. But in this episode, the first one of July, we are going to cover a few new releases and about, I think it was 17 highlights. Let's just take a look at the episode statistics here real quick. That is 5 new releases, 17 highlights, and 9 minor updates, which you can see there on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, we have 1 downgrade and 5 release notes fails. Womp womp, I can't believe we're still having release notes fails. Tell people about this show. Make sure they see what good release notes look like so we don't have to have release notes fails on our show. I'm going to go ahead and start with those. We will see what came through as updates, but we have no idea what's new, what's changed in the applications. Here they are: 1E CMDB Konnect, 1E Virtual Assistant. I will clarify for these, you're going to see them later on in the episode with actual updates and new information. They're going to be in the highlights. But for these two particular apps, there were no details. So I'm assuming they're all related, and that's why some of them have updates, some of them don't. But still, it'd be nice to know, just if people are trying to figure out, should they apply this update? Should they prioritize this update? Should they plan for this update? Update your release notes. Anyways, Access Flow, IGA, Delinea, Privilege Manager, and Net Enrich Connect also release notes fails. It's very unfortunate we have to go through that, but that's what we've got to deal with for this episode. Next up on our list, we did have 1 downgrade. I haven't checked on it since I screened all these, so Screen Meet was a downgrade. Let's go ahead and take a look at that in the ServiceNow Store. You're going to see what I'm talking about. We're a 2.6.6 is what we're expecting. Notice that it is on 2.6.4 right there beside my head, so it's been downgraded, and that's why it came up on our radar. It was pulled from the store on July 5th due to a bug. So if you were using ScreenMeet, you may or may not want to finish installing that update if you're in the middle of it. But just be careful, that did get downgraded due to a bug, so you can't get that new update any longer. All right, next up we have, what did we have? We had new releases, highlights, downgrades, release note fails. Did I have any minor updates? I think there was a couple of minor updates. All right, so minor updates were Classification Lab, InfoBip Omnichannel Conversational Messaging, Jenkins plugin for ServiceNow DevOps, Knowledge AI Assistant, My IT Footprint, New Lab and New Lab Store, Service Graph Connector for Dragos, and Zoom In. These were all little minor things that weren't worth wasting your time in this episode to highlight, so they're just minor updates, small changes to the applications, and that leaves us with new releases. So let's take a look at this week's new releases. BeyondTrust Password Safe Integration is our first new release. This application seamlessly enables your enterprise to increase productivity, strengthen your security, and meet compliance requirements. Let's take a look at those key features. Allows a ServiceNow user with access to privileged accounts managed by BeyondTrust Password Safe to access those accounts from the context of an approved change management ticket. Think about, I guess, like they're going to do a change and they need credentials in order to do their change. So it supports security criteria checks before any access is allowed, the ability to initiate an RDP or SSH session directly from ServiceNow, ability to retrieve the password for a managed account, ability to target specific task types such as incident, change request, problem, etc., the use of a mid-server for access to password-safe environments not publicly accessible, and the same workflows in both classic and workspace views. Read Next Experience versus the classic views there. So it looks like it's compatible with both. We do have some screenshots on this one. Let's take a look at the start session. So we've got a step 1 for RDP, step 2 for the account, and step 3 for the session, it looks like. Download the session file. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. There's the password successfully copied to the clipboard, and there's a configuration for default configuration. So I guess this is for the integration. And then we are back to that initial start session picture. So that is what's new from BeyondTrust Password Safe Integration. Let's take a look at our next one. ClimberCloud Connector is a new application in the ServiceNow Store with a bunch of characters that I can't read, and I forgot that this was in here. What's actually interesting about this one is that this is not included in the sitemap, so I wasn't able to I didn't actually see this, but I get a backup email of what changed. And so I compare that with what my crawler is doing. Well, the backup email had this in there. My crawler didn't. So the sitemap is missing this one. Let's just Google that and see if we can get it translated. Actually, what I wanted was the Google Translate. So let's just Google Translate, and then I'll put my text in there. Okay, so we can see this as a document storage function. PDF files approved by ServiceNow can be saved on ClimberCloud with and compatible with the Electronic Book Storage Act. Document sending function, document receiving function is what ClimberCloud is for. It looks like this is Japanese, so it's a Japanese application in the ServiceNow Store. Do we have any screenshots? We do have some screenshots, so let's just stick with our program. Let's take a look at the screenshots. I can't read any of these, so the first one has a file name of service image 01, second one of service image 02. I guess that's it's moving in its cloud documents back and forth. I love the little cat logo, and there's the third one. So, and the fourth one, there's the ClimberCloud on the right, ServiceNow on the left, with some Japanese characters on those screenshots. These are flow images, actually, so it's depicting a flow. I just saw that on the title there. And there's number 6 and number 7. And that's it. That's all of the images. All right. So that is ClimberCloud. Let's take a look at our next new release here. It's going to be Flare Worksheets. Flare Worksheets, empowering data management, your Excel-like worksheets in ServiceNow. I actually got a message from somebody on LinkedIn about this one. It looks pretty cool, and it is free. So I don't see many free things. This one looks like it's free. I don't know if you can get it in your PDI. I haven't tried yet. Let's take a look at the key features. Application enables ServiceNow users to create, store, and manage data in a familiar Excel-like worksheet format directly within ServiceNow. Primary audits for the solution include ServiceNow users across all industries, particularly those in roles that involve extensive data management, such as project managers, data analysts, and administrators. That should be interesting. Project managers is something I'm very familiar with. I wonder how they would use this. Let's take a look at some screenshots. There's one of a new worksheet. There is a fully featured Excel-like worksheet in ServiceNow. So the formatting example. There's the complex table example. Wow, that does look just like an Excel spreadsheet. Or if you're used to like Google Sheets or using Office 365 in the cloud, it looks almost identical. Wow, pretty wild there, pretty crazy. All right, let's see what's next here on screenshots. Here's another complex table example of a channel marketing budget. And there's our new worksheet. So that's a new application. It looks exciting. I've marked it as one that's a possible video candidate. So when I get that video made, you will see it here on the channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. Let's take a look at the next one, Genus Konnect Cloud Scanning. This is a new application from Genus Technologies. Genus Konnect, a cloud-based scanning solution for ServiceNow. Key features: integrate with ServiceNow's Now platform, securely scanning from anywhere directly into workflows. Capture documents directly into any Now platform workflow process. Cost savings and efficiency: cut costs by removing PCs and using the cloud-based solution. Manage your scanner fleet through centralized management and set up remote scanners easily. And a wide range of applications. It serves diverse industries like invoice processing, transportation, accounting, insurance, healthcare, HR, and customer accounts. We don't have any screenshots on this one, just a video, but if you're interested in it, go check out that video. And I just noticed this one's also free as well. All right, last one here, MistySign Connect. I have a feeling this is going to be another foreign language one because I had 2 in this one that weren't in the sitemap, but we found, or I found when I was comparing it to my backup email. So let's grab these key features here on the bottom, and we will do the same thing we did for the other one to give fair play, fair time to this other application. I don't know which language it is yet, so let's go to Google Translate, and we'll enter that text, and it is going to detect that this is text exceeds 3,900 character limit. All right, I don't know how to count these characters. Let's just get rid of this part right here. I wonder if that's enough. Why is it highlighting everything? There we go. All right, so we got rid of that. Is that good enough? Text exceeds. It doesn't look like 3,900 characters. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment down below. Let's see. Let's get a. Ooh. There we go. Okay. attachment file, the contract PDF representatives. Okay, so it's more PDF stuff. Looks like it is Japanese. It is from Mitsubishi is the company, and that's about as much as I can do because Google Translate has a limitation apparently. Oh, maybe if I do this one, it'll do a little bit better instead of doing it there. Okay, that's better. All right, key features: PDF signature function, PDF management function, seal imprint management function, template management function, and provides the following flow: a contract demo, a long-term electronic contract between two companies, and an extension demo, confirm the necessity of extension and sign the extension on a weekly basis. I guess extending a contract. All right, so that actually looks pretty cool. Some contract management, some PDF signature signing stuff going on from this new app from Mitsubishi Electric Information Systems Corp called MistySign Konnect. Let's take a look at the screenshots. Similar to that last one, we got a nice little overview there with some text I can't read. Here's screenshot number 2, showing people working at their computers. They have no faces. Well, they have faces down here. Well, they have eyes down here, no mouths. I can't see mouths. There, it looks like a portal. So I've never seen the portal in Japanese before, so that's pretty cool. And let's see what's next. It got flow. Okay, wow, guys, I've never seen a flow in Flow Designer in Japanese. That's really cool. Interesting to note that there's actually still English names for fields over there on the right hand side for as they're moving through those objects. But that's the flow in Flow Designer. If you can read some of that, here is the more of the flow. I guess they scroll down for steps 22 through 30. And that one of them had a wet signature, or is it that wet signature? Verify signature. So they're verifying the signature, waiting for digital signature. And then there's that last screenshot there. All right, so that is the last new release in this episode of ServiceNow Store Highlights, which leaves us with the highlights. We're going to get the highlights and we'll be out of here, everyone. Let's take a look at what got updated. 1E Core, I told you it'd be back. 1E Core got updated to version number 3.0.6 and includes all features and functionalities of the previous release, support for multi-authentication configuration, support for experience score compatibility, and minor bug fix and script include and rebranding changes. All right, so that's what's new with that one. The next one is 1E Service Catalog Connect. Was updated to version 3.1.1, and in this one, all existing features of previous release, plus supports both basic authentication and OAuth 2.0 authentication. All right, next, AI translations powered by Lionbridge was updated to version 2.8.0, and in this one, translation approval enhancements, ability for translation approvers to view and use a previously translated version when approving, new system property to allow retranslations that match what already exists to bypass approvals. Next is Automate Pro was updated to version number 7.1.0, and in this one, a bunch of stuff. So on the platform, group-based access control, role-based access control, test run and viewer role-based access, test run viewer on approval, dynamically control test run timeout, engine version control, data retention management, remote action and check library distribution, new form builder UI, and customer events. On auto plan, ServiceNow Agile integration, release management reports, on auto test pack reports, enhanced test run report, action picker, user preference, and enhanced check portal pages displayed, and on auto deploy, post-deployment test. And everyone, that was a minor release. Leave a comment down below. Do you think that's a minor release? I think that's a major release, but that's what they titled it for version 7.1.0 for Automate Pro. Next, Clone Admin Console from the ServiceNow Innovation Lab got updated to version 1.0.5. Added relevant text for clarity for last 90-day options, preservers, and excluders. Updated order of changes / clones in the clone dashboard. All right, next, Creator Doc was updated to version 2.2.1, and that includes the ability to generate document from Agent Workspace form and ability to generate single document from multiple records on a table. All right, next up, Crow Advanced Compliance was updated to version number 3.13.1, and that includes the new features: allow not applicable and nominal value scoring were released in this patch release from Crow LLP. All right, next on the list, Cyber GRX. Did I read that right? Cyber GRX Risk Exchange got updated to version 1.1.0. And in this one, the dashboards created for aggregate information display, several custom fields renamed for usability, several custom field descriptions added for usability, new schedule job to automatically check and convert vendors from sync equals pending to true, and new field assessment and exchange with new scheduled job for updated data. Additional details added when importing assessment findings into the issues table. Assessment coverage score data displayed in questionnaire table instead of custom fields. Enhanced logic to auto trigger data updates if possible. More granular roles, granular roles to customize user access, enhanced error handling, and minor bug fixes in this minor release. All right, next on the list is going to be facility management application was updated to version 2.1.0, and this is from DXC Technology. Improvements on art management. Art is now stored as FM assets. Store information of art movements. Are they ever talking about art, like artwork? Store information regarding art appraisals, conservation, restoration. Yes, I think they're talking about artwork. Rebuilt art search page on the portal, and small changes on FM contracts and FM documents. For parking management, parking lots have been moved to spaces. Parking reservations have been fully replaced by space reservations and visitor space reservations in case of visits. And last, some bug fixing on topics such as space reservations, space planner. I just love the idea of space reservations, like you're reserving outer space. Visit management and facility order management. So that's what's new in that application. Next up, Flexera integration was updated to version 5.1.214. And in this one, new features add the ability to create a pause period for imports into ServiceNow to restrict when new import jobs can start. Data token behavior change added a new system property that allows the admin of ServiceNow to prevent data token changes from changing the updated time on the record if no other field is updated, and added a new index for data source in the software installation table to improve performance. There were also some bug fixes, corrected an issue where Linux servers were not always being classified correctly, updated category mappings where the category Flexera uses for a model, and the one typically in categories out of the box were identical except for an extra S. The S was removed to not cause unnecessary categories or confusion, for example, computers to computer. Resolved an issue where the IRE, or Identity and Reconciliation Engine, wasn't resetting the isDeleted flag when CIs returned after dropping out of the previous discovery. So quite a salad words full of updates there from Flexera that I had to say out loud. All right, next up, integrate Box Sign with UI elements in Spoke. Updated to version 1.2.0, added the Box Sign action from UI, and added agent to assist to search for documents in Workspace. Next on the list was Qualys CMDB Service Graph Connector. If you remember from a previous episode, this was one of our downgrades. Well, it is back, everybody. 1.6.1. So the 1.6.0 is the one that got downgraded back to 1.5.0. So now it's back out. And in this one, in ADD IP flow, user can send multiple IPs in one API request. Have provided creator update the CI option for approval flow, asset metadata syncing to all associated Qualys asset IDs, and the option to provide a script for metadata attribute. In property pages, in properties page provided more options in download batch size, download processing batch size, auto approval, and upload batch size. And for sync certificate, VMDR licensing requirement provision to add certificate API filter and approve certificate by UI action, auto approval, and some minor bug fixes. I don't think I understood half of that. So if you're doing stuff in the CMDB and with Qualys, you definitely want to check out this work update because they've been working hard to get that one back out. Next up, Return Center was upgraded to version 1.0.4, and in this one were some minor enhancements to add tracking numbers for kits and labels, programs, patch to fix duplicate assets, and tracking info and labels. All right, next on our list is Secure Onyx app for security incident response. It was updated to version 1.5.0, support of MFA, and changed an implementation logic for fetching violation from Secure Onyx incident/threat. All right, next on the list, Service Graph Connector for 1E. I think this is the last one from 1E. It got updated to version 3.0.3, and in this release, the target table has been changed from CMDB CI PC hardware to CMDB CI computer, converted our application in line with the Service Graph Connector program, installed software stored in CMDB SAM software install, disk usage stored in the disk table, networking attributes stored in the network adapter table, JDBC connection into Tachyon, robust transformer to sanitize and store data, and custom table for uninstalled software. Next on the list, Translate Me was updated to version 2.1.0. I don't have a version history there on the right, but I do have it down here on the left, if I remember correctly. They added support to catalog items and support to guided tours in this particular release. So that's from Atlify SL, Translate Me. All right, next on the list and last on the list, vulnerability response integration with Nozomi, upgraded to version 1.0.01, and it was a patch release that resolved some KMF module access policies records that are now needed for the connection UI widget to function properly. So it was a real minor thing, but seemed complicated and technical enough to share with you in our highlights. And that is it. That is the last highlight for this episode. Let's go take a look at this episode stats and see what we just saw. 5 new releases, 17 highlights, 9 minor updates, 1 downgrade, and 5 release notes fails. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like, please subscribe, or share with somebody who you think might be interested in what got updated in the ServiceNow Store. And until next time, don't forget to always be learning.